So, what we're going to do today is we're going to build a Minecraft server for Minecraft Java Edition in AWS. It's going to cost us about $5 to run every month, and yeah, it's going to have the ability to handle multiple users pretty easily. So that's the benefit. So okay, I'm in huge face mode, but instead I want to go show the scene. Okay. So we're going to start by logging into our AWS Management Console. I am not going to, if you're logging into this for the first time, it'll feel a little daunting. You'll need to set up an AWS account, Amazon Web Services account, and link it with a payment method to be able to do this. So then we'll go up to services up here and go to Lightsail, and Lightsail like this. Okay, so when you click on services, oh my gosh, this is a lot, right? There is literally, one of these is launching a satellite. It's launching a satellite. So I get that this is overwhelming, okay? So actually, what's funny is I spend all my time in this kind of stuff, and I talk about it all the time, but we're actually going to talk today about Lightsail, which is an attempt to make this easier for doing like basic servers. So basic isn't even the right term. Just doing servers that are easier. Easier the right term? I don't know. Just watch this thing. Gosh. Okay, so I already have one Minecraft server set up, but I'm going to create a new one now, which I'll call, well, okay, so let me go back. Let's say, hey, we're going to create an instance. First of all, I'm going to stop this one. Just because I don't want to running over anything. Okay. So let's create a new instance. So we go into Lightsail. Lightsail is a way to create a server, which is just a computer that's connected to the internet. In this case, these are going to be virtual machines, which means that even though we order one, we're not going to have, nobody's going to like unwrap an actual computer and hook it up to the Ethernet. We're going to receive a slice of a large data center that is going to act like it's its own computer. So let's go ahead and say create instance. And this is going to set one out for us to use. Okay, so we're going to get asked a few questions about creating that instance. And the first one is, so if our virtual machine, if our instance is inside a data center, that data center, it sounds cool. We say, oh, it's on the cloud. It's part of this virtual world. And that's cool and all. But the fact is that sure, it's in this virtual world, but it does exist in a place at a time. So physically, if you are far away from that place, then the network connection is going to be slower than if you're very close to that place. So in my case, I'm in Oregon, so I think it's maybe guessing this automatically based on my IP address, but maybe not. Anyway, it's like, hey, what region do you want to be in? And it suggests Oregon, right? If you're on the East Coast, you might select, Ohio or Virginia. If you're in one of these other places, you want to pick a place that you're geographically pretty close to. And so that's where this virtual machine, sure, it's going to be a cool little cloud software magic, but it's going to be in one of these data centers. So we want to pick one that's very close to us. Then it says, okay, pick your instance image. So, if this was a real computer, it would need to get started up and have like software installed in it. As it is, it's a virtual machine, but the concepts remain the same. Like this is still a computer that we can connect to, that we can talk to, and has like an operating system and stuff. Now, because Lightstep is intended as it's a lighter, easier way to set up one of these servers. It starts by wanting to say, hey, let's go ahead and install like an application on here. But we don't want to do that because, we do, but we don't, but the one that we want is not offered on here. Minecraft isn't listed here. So we're just going to go operating system only. So we want to do Linux, and we want to do operating system only. And it has a few options here. The one we want is Ubuntu. Ubuntu specifically, I think we want 1804. Let me go look at these instructions. There's some nice instructions over here. 1804, yep. I don't know why. Because once it doesn't work, I don't know why. Sorry, I don't know why. I don't know everything about everything. That's, okay. So, A couple of things is it's going to offer us some options here that we're going to skip. It's going to tell us something about the operating system. Cool. We're going to have a launch script. And for people who know about creating virtual machines, there is going to be this option here to like change your SSH key pair, which this is like the thing that authenticates you to actually give you permission to talk to this machine later. So if you don't set up some kind of way to connect, you can have a problem with other virtual machines where you create them, cool, but you can't actually ever talk to them again because they're permanently just like off on their own, and you never have the authentication keys to speak to them. Basically, like you don't have any password set. Well, I'm not going to mess around with that, which is going to be surprising, except that in AWS now, there is this inbuilt way to SSH to connect to that machine right from the browser, which is what we're going to use. So we're not going to worry about the key pair. So we need to, there's this like first month free, so you'd think I could make a viral video that says, hey, you can do this for $3.50 instead of $5. But that doesn't work. It's not going to have enough memory, and it's going to complain as soon as we get set up, as soon as you access it. And I know this because it happened to me yesterday. If you do the 351, you try to start the server, and it's like, I don't have enough memory. Go to hell. So we're not going to do that. Okay, so let's identify your instance. Let's call this guy Minecraft, and then we do a dash, and it's going to start to complain. It's going to be like, there's like specific rules about how you can name this thing. And we're going to do Minecraft 4, and it's like you can have dashes, but only between words and not inside words. Okay, Minecraft for Twitch. Okay, and then we're going to have this chance to add key value tags. This is for like if you have a bunch of stuff that you're running and you want to be able to quickly go through it. So actually, maybe I should just add a tag, just Twitch, which is I'm just gonna tag myself Twitch so that later, if I need to manage all the stuff I have out on AWS, I can be like, what's all the stuff I created just for Twitch, and maybe don't need to save otherwise. Okay, so then we're gonna hit create instance. This is going to allocate some space inside a virtual machine somewhere, and it's going to slowly start up. It's going to just take a minute for the machine to start. It's not going to take the full amount of time that it would take to install an operating system on like a fresh hard drive because of cool virtualization stuff happening out in the background. Which I think could be safely described as like, the specific configuration you're describing already exists tons of other places. So there's ways to like make that more efficient by basically having a machine already. But again, it's a virtual machine. So like this thing is going to have 1 GB of RAM and 1 virtual CPU and a 40 GB solid state drive. But it's actually a slice of a bigger machine that has 10 GB of RAM and 100 GB SSD drive. We're just taking a slice of that, and it's very, very well quarantined off. So if you know AWS EC2, that's a perfectly reasonable analogy to this. These are EC2 machines. They're just set up with a simpler interface, and so they're like an easier way to create an EC2 machine. They are not, if you're into EC2, I will say that if you're into AWS EC2, I will say that there's some config stuff that you cannot do with this that you can do if you go from the regular EC2 interface, which makes sense because it's supposed to be simpler. And like you can't convert ever over into like a full EC2 instance, which is fine because we're just messing around. Okay, so now this thing is running Minecraft for Twitch. Let's click on the name of the server. So already we could just go ahead and connect to this thing, but before we do, we want to open up a port to be able to connect to it. And I can't get all the way into this if you're completely new to this stuff. I will just say that there is something called a firewall that limits what types of connections a machine will accept. And we're going to say, hey, you will accept connections on the port that means you can do Minecraft stuff. So Minecraft will try to connect on a certain port, and we need to open that port. So we go over to we start here, we go over to the networking tab, and then we add a rule, which says, hey, allow connections on this port. And I know what port it is. You can go and Google like what port does Minecraft use? And you'll get some suggestions there. And that's cool. That's nice. Yeah. So I just want, I was just doing that. I was checking to see what Google's searches suggested. It wasn't anything embarrassing. That was nice. Okay. So now it allows connections, but like Minecraft server is not installed on this machine. We need to start it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to connect, and we'll connect to this thing. And again, we didn't create an SSH key value pair, so we would have trouble, except that we have this cool thing, which will let us just connect right from the browser. So this is Ubuntu, and some of us are used to like Ubuntu desktop, which has like a cool like interface that looks like Windows or something. But this is just going to be the text-based connection, right, where we just have like a terminal that shows us this stuff. I'm going to see if I can increase the text size. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to put in a series of commands to this thing that are so that I have as examples here, and we're going to go through what each of those commands is. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the package manager app is updated. So what that's doing is it's updating the server, and it's installing the Java runtime environment, which is the standard machine within which it's the underlying software that the Minecraft server needs to run. So we'll see a bunch of stuff logging out that says, "Hey, here's what we're." What is this doing? It's saying, "Hey, here's what I'm doing to do this kind of update." So we just wait for it to run until we get our prompt back. Okay, so it says done. Cool. So then we'll install and run the Minecraft server. So again, we have a bunch of these commands that we can copy and paste. Now, the only problem with this is. These commands are good, but then what? I don't know why. Oh, weird. Oh, weird. There's like a typo. Weird. Why did this work before? That's weird. Why did this command? So see, this is like there's a typo here. It says Minecraft. It should say Minecraft. Anyway. Okay. All right, so then we're going to okay, so here's what those commands did. They created a folder with the sudo. They went into that folder. Great. And then we download the jar that is the Minecraft server. Now the problem here is these instructions that I grabbed have the direct link to the actual file that is that server. And the problem with that is that of course, file is now out of date, which is bad. So let's take a look here. We're going to search Minecraft server jar. And it's going to give us a location for that jar. We're going to copy that link address, and we're going to use that version rather than the one that was in my little tutorial. Oh, right. Right. So in this version, like, we download it and then it like has a direct link to the jar. But actually, this command that I just used says download it, but name it mcserver.jar, which is good. So there's generic naming there, but there's not nice generic naming when we download it. We download it with a direct connection. So what? There we go. Okay, I will, of course, oh, we got a problem. The heck is this problem? I think maybe I just made a mistake here. Boy, I'm having the worst trouble with like copy paste today. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's the command that I wanted to use. Oh, yeah, we need to agree to the EULA in order to run the server. So now it's saying, hey, you haven't agreed to the end user license agreement, and we need to agree to that to be able to move forward. So what we want to do is we want to just store a little text file that says, yes, we agreed to it. And the way we do that is, first, there is, if we look in the listing of everything that's in this thing, there is a eula.txt, end user license agreement.txt. Great, but we can't edit it and we can't change it because it's set to admin only. So first, we'll use this command, sudo chown ubuntu eula.txt. Our default user is named Ubuntu, so this will give us the right to edit it. And then we're going to use this command, which is echo, and then we give it a string of text, eula equal to true, and then we send that to eula.txt. So now, if we open eula.txt, let's list its contents with cat, eula.txt. It'll say, hey, inside this file, there's just the words eula equals true. So now, when we give it the command to run the server, wait, seriously? Didn't I do that? Didn't I agree to the EULA? I must have done some kind of little config here. Okay, so I'm going to hand wave that for just a sec and hop over to another version that is working. So go to my other Minecraft server. I must have hit some kind of typo in the last couple of commands, so that's okay. Let me just start this thing up, and I'll connect to it. I wonder what I'm running there. I wonder, something about the file structure, like maybe I'm in the wrong folder. I mean, I'm in the jar. I'm gonna look back at the instructions. So, you go into User Games Minecraft, yeah, which I did. Let me go, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go look in this working version. Right, there's some way to write, where are you? Right, current working directory. Oh, press one, right. Oh. Oh. Okay, so because that one command to change directories failed the last time I did this, it just stuck everything in the main directory. So now when I go to open it, it just opens it here. And I wonder if that somehow makes a difference, like there's some kind of file permission problem. Huh, I mean, that would be okay to fix. I'm not gonna mess around with this right now. I'm just because yeah, I don't want to take up more time than I have to. Let's start up the server. This is my version that's running already. Cool. That's just a little thing to make sure that this server isn't started yet. It's not started yet, so let's start it up. So this command sudo java -x. Ooh, I don't know what these things do. This is the command you need to do to start the Minecraft server. I don't. It's some Java stuff. Some specific configuration of the Minecraft server needs to start. Which is super hand wavy, but I mean, all I can say about it is, yeah, like you got to look up how to run some commands because some stuff you don't know anything about. And that's true whatever your experience level is. Okay, so what next? Oh, hey, yeah, see, like this looks really good. So then we need to actually open up a Minecraft client. And we'll hit play. And so then our Minecraft service will start up, our client will start up, and we'll say we want to do multiplayer, and then we'll say we want a direct connection, which you're going to let me do, right, Minecraft client? Oh, I think there's like a screen mapping issue. Yeah. Okay. So it'll ask us what you want the IP address to be. And we can find that over here, listed on our IP address here. So we can hit join server. It'll connect us, and over here, oh, okay, that's fine. Darkness is fine. Over here, you can say, hey, Noshanika joined the game, Then there's going to be something about server overloaded, which I think is okay. I think that's just a thing starting up. I think that's fine. But let's take a look. So when you start out the game, you won't actually be in exactly this mode because you're going to not be on, what's the word? An operator, an administrator, whatever it is. And so let's go take a look to do some instructions. While the thing is running, it says on the Minecraft server is up and running. If you need to run other commands, the SSH doesn't. Press Control A, then D. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do Control A and then D. Okay. I had to close it. I don't know. Ops.json is a list of everybody who has access, so you'll need to add yourself to this. You can also add it by username. You can add yourself to ops.txt, which you can create. If it's not there, you can say echo ops.txt. Echo, and then you want to say what username you want to add as an operator, admin, whatever. And then that's your Minecraft username. So a lot of the issues that should be raised by... So this is Minecraft. Yeah, this is what Minecraft looks like. Thank you so much for asking. A lot of the issues that kind of should be raised by running your own game server, like individual user authentication and stuff, those are all handled on the Minecraft side. So for someone to have access here, they need to have a Minecraft account, which means they'll have a unique ID, which means stuff like securing their passwords and stuff is handled over on the Minecraft Microsoft World side. So anyway, we'll say, hey, I'm going to send this username to a new file called ops.txt. So it turns out that when the game starts up, it'll read that and create the ops.json file, which has actual details about who's supposed to be an operator. So then we go back into the game. Oh, right. I turned off the server, which is perfect because that's how it reads that ops.txt file. So let's start it up again. And if you hit your own server now, it's not going to be happy because it's like still starting up. Then it's some stuff about ambiguity between arguments, about teleport and destination. That's interesting. I don't know what that means. Seems like Minecraft stuff. Default game type is survival, generating key pair. I guess there's some config stuff we could probably mess with here. Okay. That's kind of interesting. Game type, link properties. Interesting stuff. Okay, so now we should be able to actually connect to it. Yeah, and then we can give it Minecraft operator commands. We can say, hey, I want to do stuff like make someone an operator, or I don't know, change the game mode, maybe the spectator, and you can use tab completion here. And there's a bunch of other values here, EP, AR, probably those are like inbuilt lists of whoever's connected. And then that'll do that. And then now I'm in spectator mode, so I guess we can't interact with anything now, which is maybe good. I don't know. How do you go down, I wonder, when you're in spectator mode? I guess I'll have to figure that out. All right. So now that I have that stuff set up, I actually think what I want to do is I want to change myself to creative. Oh, game mod, it's mad at me. It's got this really, really nice like tab completion thing where it's like saying whether or not your thing is reasonable. There's probably some way in like the server commands to to change what time it is in the server, but I don't know those yet, so I'm not going to worry about them for right now. How do you fly downwards? Weird. Huh. When you start mining, you actually, as far as I can tell, Minecraft, there isn't any mining. I've never figured that out. And also, I can only fly upwards, which I don't. How do I go down? Going up is going great, everyone, but I don't understand downwards.